Stick around to the end of today's lesson to learn how you can build an onboarding course for your community, and all of this from an experienced community manager. So the first thing that you're going to want to define in your onboarding course are the rules. And these rules will depend on what you want out of your community as far as behavior is concerned. And I have some notes on this. So note number one is don't provide too many rules, as they can be too much to remember, oftentimes feature overlap, and sometimes even confuse members. So you wouldn't want your members to experience analysis paralysis, especially new members, right? That just wouldn't be ideal. And note number two is don't confuse rules, that which is mandatory, with strong recommendations, that which is optional. And a good way of viewing this is sometimes communities will have a bunch of rules. They'll have like dozens of rules, and they oftentimes overlap and they're confusing. And most of those rules are just strong recommendations anyways. So the test that I use to differentiate between what a rule is and what a strong recommendation is if a member breaches a rule, you will ban them, right? But if a member breaches a strong recommendation, well, you wouldn't ban them. So for example, if you had a strong recommendation, which was that you wanted members to post consistently, if members didn't post consistently, you wouldn't ban them, right? That isn't necessarily a rule. So that would consist of a strong recommendation and not a rule. So it's important that you have your rules and you have your strong recommendations, but separate the two. Even though there is some overlap, make sure to separate the two. Rules are that which, if members breached, you would ban them, and strong recommendations are sort of you consider as optional rules. The next thing that you're going to want to have in your onboarding course is a walkthrough. So the walkthrough, this teaches members not only how to use the community hosting platform on a technical level, but also how to use your community's specific features. So how to engage with your live calls, your courses, etc. So here's a prompt that could help you out in this regard. How can your members make use of your chat features, live calls, and courses to achieve their goals within the context of your community? Answering this question will help you create a better walkthrough process, a better onboarding process for new community members. The next thing that you're going to want to consider in your onboarding course is a purpose and a roadmap. So you want to guide your members through their roadmap, which are the steps required to attain their purpose, all the way to realizing their purpose, which is their chief aim/goal. So your members joined your community because you promised them some kind of transformation. You basically said in all of your marketing materials that this community is the #1 tool that you're going to use to achieve this particular goal, right? So what you're going to want to do is then craft some kind of step-by-step process that is going to take your community members from point A, which is them being a new member, all the way to point Z, which is them realizing this transformation and achieving their goal. The steps in between that are going to be completely 100% up to your circumstances, depending on what your community entails.